Dear students, today I am going to solve problem on transportation model by applying Vogel's approximation method, third method and last method. So about this method, I would like to tell you one thing. In the examination in C section, this question is compulsory. Almost every time he has asked a question on Vogel's approximation method. So previously we have studied two methods, northwest corner rule and least cost method. They are very simple to understand, and this is also very simple to understand, but the procedure is somewhat lengthy, therefore it is asked in C section. Okay, see first. In this problem he has given a transportation matrix. In this transportation matrix, x, y, z, they are the places from where the goods are sent. A, B, C, they are the places where the goods are sent. This is supply. For supply I have made a column. Okay, this is demand. 10, 20, 20, 50. Supply 10, 15, 25, 50. Okay, so now how to apply Vogel's approximation method? See the procedure. So here I have taken some rows. Okay, in this row we have to write penalties. In these columns we have to write penalties. What is the procedure of calculating the penalty? Okay, so first row penalty. First let us take a row penalty. These are all the rows. In first row 2, 3, 5 are there, right? 2, 3, 5. In these three numbers, first minimum, first lowest value 2, second lowest value 3. First minimum, second minimum. What is the difference between first minimum and second minimum? 3 minus 2, 1. So this row penalty is 1. We have to take the difference between first minimum and second minimum, and that difference is treated as a penalty. So here I am not taking 5 because this is highest as compared to these two. Okay, so 2 and 3 difference is 1, that is row penalty. And then next 4, 6, 7, this is second row. In second row 4, 6, 7 are there. First lowest value 4, second lowest value 6. This is third lowest. We don't need third lowest, we need first lowest and second lowest. First lowest 4, second lowest 6. 6 minus 4, 2. Penalty 2. Next third row 10, 9, 8. Three numbers are there. In these three numbers, 8 is the first minimum, 9 is the second minimum, 10 is the third minimum. We don't want third minimum. First minimum and second minimum. First minimum 8, second minimum 9. 9 minus 8, 1. This is penalty. Then this is about row penalties. In the same way we have to calculate column penalties. Okay, so column penalty. So this is first column, this is second column, this is third column. In first column 2, 4, 10. Three numbers are there. First minimum 2, second minimum 4. The difference between first minimum and second minimum itself is the column penalty. 4 and 2. 4 minus 2, 2. And next second column 3, 6, 9. In these three, first minimum is 3, second minimum is 6. 6 minus 3, 3. Penalty is 3. And then next third column 5, 7, 8. In these two, first minimum is 5, second minimum is 7. Third minimum 8. We don't need third minimum. We don't need third minimum. So therefore 5 and 7. 7 minus 5 is equal to 2. Right? Here completely we have calculated the row penalty and column penalty. So row penalty 1, 2, 1. Column penalty 2, 3, 2. So total 6 penalties are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In these 6 penalties, which is highest penalty? That is 3. Highest penalty is 3, and this relates to this column. Okay, so now let us go to this column. In this column 3 values are there, 3, 6 and 9. 3, 6 and 9. So in these three values, which is less, which is minimum value? 3 is the minimum value as compared to 6 and 9. Therefore I am selecting the cell which has a 3. I have selected this cell. After selecting this cell, we have to consider the demand and supply of this cell. Okay, this cell has a demand of 20, supply of 10. Okay, 10 and 20, in these two we have to take whichever is less. Less means 10. I am allotting 10 here. After this allotment, as we previously did, that allotment should be deducted from demand and supply. Now I am deducting this allotment from demand and supply. Demand is 20, allotment is 10, the balance is 10. Here in supply is 10, allotment is also 10. 10 minus 10 is equal to 0, right? So 0 has come in row. So as we did previously, we have to eliminate this row. I am eliminating this row. This row has been eliminated, right? This is step number 1. Okay, again we have to repeat the same steps. Same steps. See, again I am going to calculate row penalty and column penalty until I get 0 everywhere, right? In second, row penalty, first of all, first row has been eliminated, so we don't need to calculate the penalty of this row. Second row, 4, 6, 7, 3 values are there. In these three values, first minimum is 4, second minimum is 6. Again we have to take the difference between first minimum and second minimum. 6 minus 4 is equal to 2. Next, third row, 10, 9, 8. In these three values, first minimum is 8, second minimum is 9. Difference between 9 and 8, 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. I have calculated only 2 row penalty because first row has been eliminated. And then next again I will go for column penalty. In first column, this cell has been eliminated, first cell has been eliminated, so therefore we don't need to consider the value of this cell because it has been eliminated. So only 2 cells are left, 4 and 10. So this is the first minimum, this is the second minimum. Okay, so this is the first minimum, this is the second minimum. 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Next, second column, 3 has gone, we have eliminated this. Okay, so next to 6 is the first minimum, 9 is the second minimum. 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. Next, third column, 5 has been eliminated. This 5 has been eliminated as we have eliminated the row. Therefore only 2 values are left, 7 and 8. This is the 7 is the first minimum, 8 is the second minimum. 8 minus 7 is equal to 1. Okay, so here we have calculated 5 penalties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 penalties are there. In these 5 penalty, which is the highest penalty? That is of 6. 6 is the highest penalty. Okay, so 6 relates to this column. Okay, in this column we have to select a minimum value. So in this column 3 values are there, 2, 4 and 10. 2, 4 and 10. This 2 has been eliminated, so we don't need to consider this one. Only 2 values are left in this column, 4 and 10. In these 2 values, which is low, 4 is the less value, so I am going to select this cell. So I have selected this cell. After selecting this cell, we need to consider the demand and supply of this cell. So the demand of this cell is 10 units. Supply of this cell is 15 units. 15 and 10, in these two, whichever is less. 10 is the less value. I am allotting 10. I have allotted 10. After making allotment of this one should be deducted from demand and supply. So here demand is 10, allotment is also 10. 10 minus 10, 0. Here supply is 15, allotment is 10. 15 minus 10 is equal to 5. Now column has become 0. Now first column has become 0. So when column has become 0, this column must be eliminated. I have eliminated this column, right? After eliminating that column, again we have to repeat the same steps: row penalty and column penalty. So row penalty and column penalty again. So first I am going to calculate row penalty first. Okay, so first row has been eliminated. In second row 4 has been eliminated. Only two values are left, 6 and 7. 6 is the first minimum, 7 is the second minimum. 7 minus 6 is equal to 1. Next, third row, 10, 9, 8 are there. 10 has been eliminated. Only two values are left. First minimum 8, second minimum 9. 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. This is row penalty. Now column penalty. Okay, for column penalty, so again we have to apply the same step. So this column has been eliminated. Let us don't take this. Next, second column. In second column 3, 6, 9 are there. This 3 has been eliminated. Only two values are left, 6 and 9. So first minimum 6, second minimum 9. 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. Next, third column. In third column 5, 7, 8 are there. In these three values 5 has been eliminated. 7 is the first minimum, 8 is the second minimum. 8 minus 7 is equal to 1. Now our penalty calculation is over. Okay, so after calculating penalties, we have to see which is the biggest penalty. 3, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so in these four penalties, 3 is the highest penalty. So I will consider 3 now. I have taken 3. This relates to column. This relates to this column. So in this column 3, 6, 9 are there. 3 has been eliminated. Okay, only two cells are active, 6 and 9. In these two, the lowest value is 6. So I will select 6. At the time of selecting cell, we have to consider the lowest amount. Lowest amount is 6. After selecting this cell, we need to consider demand. Demand is 10. Supply is 5. Supply is 5. So therefore 5 and 10. 5 and 10 in these two, whichever is less, 5 is less, I am allotting 5. After allotting this 5, that must be deducted from demand and supply. So demand is 10, allotment is 5, balance is 5. Here supply is 5, allotment is 5, 5 minus 5, 0. 5 minus 5, 0. Right? Okay. So now 0 is there in row. Row has got 0, so this row should be eliminated. Now I am eliminating this row. This row has been eliminated. Okay, so after eliminating this row, only two cells are active, 9 and 8. Remaining all have been eliminated, only 9 and 8. So 9 and 8, this is row. These are columns. So first let us calculate row penalty. Again we have to repeat the same steps. First row has been cancelled, second row has been cancelled, only third row is left. In this third row, first cell has been eliminated. Only two values are there in this row, 9 and 8. 8 is the first minimum, 9 is the second minimum. 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. Row penalty. Okay, and then next to column penalty. First column has been eliminated, two columns are there. B column, 3, 6, 9. 3 has been eliminated, 6 has been eliminated, only 9 is left. Only 9 is left. So there is no comparison as a first minimum, second minimum. So only 9 is left. So I will take 9 as penalty. When last value left, that should be considered as a penalty. And in the third column, 5, 7, they have been eliminated, only 8 is left. There is no question of first minimum, second minimum. So directly I will take 8 as a penalty. Right. We have calculated row penalty and column penalty. Row penalty 1, column penalty 9 and 8. 9, 8, 1. In these three, the highest penalty is 9. I will select 9. This 9 relates to this cell, this column, sorry. Okay, so in this column, three values were there. See, 3, 6, 9. In these three values, 3 and 6 have been eliminated, only 9 is left. There is no question of minimum value, only 9 is left, so I am selecting this cell. After selecting this cell, we have to consider demand and we have to consider the supply. So of this cell, the demand is 5, supply is 25 and 5, the least value is 5. Okay, so demand is 5, supply is 25. In these two, whichever is less, that should be allotted. 5 is less, so I am allotting 5. I have allotted 5. After allotting 5, that allotment should be deducted from demand and supply. So here allotment is 5. I will deduct first it from demand. Demand is 5, allotment is also 5. 5 minus 5, 0. Now supply is 25, allotment is 5. 25 minus 5 is equal to 20. So now column has become 0. I will eliminate this column. So after eliminating this column, only one cell is active. This is last cell. So as per our previous problem solution, when last cell is left, at that time demand and supply must be equal. There we should not apply any rule. Simply we have to allot whatever is left, but that left amount should be equal. So this is the last cell. Of this cell, demand is 20, supply is 20. Demand is 20, supply is also 20. In these two, there is no comparison. So whatever is there, that should be allotted. 20 must be allotted here. Okay, so 20 must be allotted. After allotting this 20, that should be deducted from demand and supply. Here demand is 20, supply is also 20. 20 minus 20, 0. Now supply is 20, allotment is also 20. 20 minus 20, 0. Now see, in columns, every column has become 0. So first column 0, second column 0, third column 0. Row, first row has become 0, second row has become 0, third row has become 0. Okay, so when every column and rows are having 0 values, then we have done our calculation. And now we need to calculate the transportation cost. So already you know what is the procedure of calculating transportation cost. Okay, so transportation cost, allotted cells. Here 10 we have allotted, 10 must be multiplied by 3. Here 10 we have allotted, 10 must be multiplied by 4. Here 5 allotment is there, that must be multiplied by 6. In third row 5 is allotted, that must be multiplied by 9. In this cell 20 is allotted, that must be multiplied by 8. After multiplying all these values, they must be added. After adding whatever the amount we get, that should be treated as the transportation cost. Okay,